Really pleased with your team in the second half to fight, them not giving up.
I just told them, like, at halftime, I didn't know who that was that showed up in the first half. Like, our whole season has been about defense, rebounding the ball, and then sharing the ball on the other end, playing inside to out. The ball went up, and we didn't touch anybody, and they just demolished us on the backboard. And then we were very tentative. They were aggressive or whatever, and we were tentative with the ball and had some, like, I think we had 3 turnovers on dribble handoffs, which is almost impossible to do because if I'm strong with the ball, if the guy shoots through, I just hold on to the ball. But I thought the second half was who we've been all year. I think we had 4 turnovers in the second half. They went from, I think, 11 or 12 offensive rebounds in the first half to 6 in the second, and then we held them to 30%. Unfortunately, you dig yourself a 15-point hole. All it could do was get us to overtime, and we had a guard go down tonight, and I didn't get to rest my guards at all in the second half, and I think it caught up with us in overtime. Sharkey cramping up and things. So I really like the fight. That's a really good team, which he always has, but I thought when they had to dig down and get that big rebound in overtime, they got one. When they had to dig down and get a big stop in overtime, they were able to get one. And it's a mark of a championship team. It's what I told our team. That's the step we got to take. We've taken a lot of steps this year, but in the 2 games versus UNCG and now ETSU, we got to take that next step to get over the hump, to make that big play down the stretch and get that one big stop down the stretch. We had a tie game with 58 seconds left to go with UNCG. This one's overtime. It's nice that we've came a long way, but we gotta take that next step.
Obviously, heading into the year, nobody really knew what this team was going to be with so many transfers. You've come so close with UNCG and ETSU. Has the team grasped that underdog role and kind of rolled with it so far this season?
I think that all through the summer and preseason, they heard all the whispers that, like, this guy left, that guy left, this guy left, and we're just left with some trash, I guess. The 5 guys that are freshmen on our team right now, before anybody left, they were the 5 guys we wanted. We've done a pretty good job of recruiting since we've been here. They all stayed committed. The 5 guys really who were returning, we had Ruben and Brandon Austin who were sitting out. We knew they were really good, and I think everybody knows Josh Sharkey can play. So I knew what we had. Did I think necessarily it'd be 11-5 right now? No, but I knew we would compete this year. And the best part about it is, I think that the people who were left around, which was 7 total guys that were left around, saw the junk that was going on last year that caused us to be 10-22. 10-22 didn't happen because of talent. It happened because when a couple guys went out, it became an individualized team. And this team, the guys returning, started in June, and they've kept it going, that everything's about the team. They hang out everywhere together. They do everything together. They're a family, and they show it out on the court, and they fight for each other. And that's why we're able to compete and be a lot better than we've been in the past. But like I say, I expect where we're at now and where we're at come, SoCon tournament, we're going to be even better because the reality is only 2 of these guys ever played for us last year, so there's a lot of guys still learning.
Coach, hard to miss tense moment between you and the official.
Yeah, I've never seen an official charge a coach. If I would have went out there 2 steps like that, I would have been ejected. But, we'll see what the league has to say about it. I'm definitely going to say something. Huh?
What were you trying to say to the commissioner?
Said he's being very professional. Basically, I'm not going to get into it. I know, I know how it is. I didn't like what had happened. He obviously didn't like what I said. It is what it is. But
what would have happened if they didn't step in between? What was he coming up to?
I wasn't coming to nothing. I literally said, "Are you stepping to me right now?" That's what I said. That's what I think's hilarious is in the world it's not a real world out there because a guy like that stepping to me is not realistic. If we're out on the street, he's running the other way just if he sees me walking by. Not that this ain't a threat. It's just I'm 6'9", probably 280 right now. Not a lot of people step to me. So I think it was kind of an unprofessional move. Like, you might not have liked it, and if you wanted to call it technical, then call it technical. But charging me during the middle of a game, I think that's bad.
I'd like to ask you about Guerrero. I mean, he transferred from South Florida, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but Murray Bartow, I believe, was his coach for a while. And of course, he was your color commentator
Yep.
last year. Did he have a role in the transfer you're acquiring? Guerrero?
Definitely talked to him about him. He spoke and said some good things about us to Ruben. Actually, Sergio had a lot to do with that too. So, but it's connections. That's part of the the recruiting game, is having connections with different places. Orlando Antigua, I coached with at Kentucky, so we kind of had a lot of people on that staff that we knew and had a great relationship. And really, we were his only visit when he came. And this is what people won't understand, because as good as he is, he's a better person and a better student than he is a player. Like I think one of the big reasons why he came to our school is our business school. And he was a 4.0 this semester, in our business school. So just a great kid. And when you have a leader like that, because I don't know if y'all notice me, I'm not the most quiet coach over there on the sideline, but I can get all over him, and the only thing I'm ever going to get is, yes, sir, or shake my head up and down. And it makes it easier to coach everybody else when, maybe the best center in the league is coachable. It's like, when Popovich had Duncan at the Spurs, everybody else got to fall in line if the top guy's coachable. So he's kind of been, it's one of those things, he's kind of been a godsend, but at the same time, I wish I had him for 4 years, because I think as good as he is, he's come a long way even this year, because he's been a role player, even going back to his year at Sunrise Christian. He's been a role player for 4 years. Him coming along to wanting the ball and calling for the ball and trying to be a dominant force, that's hard to do when you've been a role player for 4 years. So I think he's still got some even better days ahead of him going forward this year.
Anybody else?
Got a prediction about how Murray Bartow is going to do it?